I hope everyone had a nice break and feeling refreshed. I won't call it lunch because of the time zones for all of us, but hopefully you had time for a snack or drink of water. So this will be our afternoon sessions, we'll call it, even though the time zone differences, for our ANZREG 2020 online conference. I'm taking over for Kate now as moderator for the remainder of the day to give Kate a break, and also because she'll be speaking for us a little bit later as a presenter. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Stacey Van Grell from University of Queensland, and my ANZREG committee roles currently are Communications Officer and Co-Chair-elect. Okay, so I'll just repeat quickly, sorry everyone who've been here all day, but our housekeeping items for those of you just joining now. If you have any questions throughout the session, you can add them at any time, but please do so in the Q&A, not the chat. And there's a little thumbs up icon that you can use to like questions added by other people. And we'll look at answering the most popular ones first at the end of the session, time permitting. So we'll go on to our next speaker, Itai Veltzman. Itai is the product manager in the resources management division at Libris. Itai's responsibilities in the Alma product group include metadata management, resources management, infrastructure and physical inventory, user experience, and security and privacy. Itai believes in a true user-driven collaboration and partnership with our customer community. Excellent. And also believes it is all about the data, how you manage it, and how you present it. Over to you. Thank you, Itai. Did you want to share your screen?
Thank you very much. Yes, I'll start to share my screen. Tell me as soon as you can see it.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Great. I'm very happy to join this special virtual conference. And I'm going to talk about the new layout and the new metadata editor in Alma. And I hope it will be nice for everyone and informative. I will have both time during the session for questions about the new layout and later on the new metadata editor. Also, during my session, we'll ask 2 quick questions, and everybody's are welcome to join and answer them. So I would like to start first with a big thank you to all of you of helping us, of working together to improve the user experience in general in Alma. It's very important to us with all the various ways you are helping and also helping each other, and especially this time. In general, we are working for almost, I think, 4 years together with a special UX focus group on the various issues of user experience. And we're working, you can see, all over the world, and especially with the State Library of Queensland and Monash. And again, a big thank you to them of putting a lot of effort in this help. We lately, Monash has done her part and stepping out, and instead the Sydney University is coming and will be represented by Jeffrey. So first, I would like to start with just explaining what we try to achieve with the new layout. What are the main design concepts that led us when thinking about changing the way Alma looks. So first, we would like to gain as much as possible as vertical space for editing, for seeing more data. And that's something that is important. And one of the major things we did is moving the search bar, as you can see, to the header. Another thing is to improve the navigation itself. make things easier, and I will show you a few elements that we did in order to make the navigation more suitable for each person to his own use. And in general, we want to make the whole workflows and moving from one screen to another more suitable to specific needs you have. Okay, so before I'm starting the showing the demo, I would like to initiate the poll. Hopefully, let me just stop the sharing. I think I need to stop it first. Let's see. I don't see the option. Maybe Stacy, you see the option of the polls?
Can you? I've just clicked on polls now. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes.
Yep, we've got a poll in progress. Yep.
Great. So take a few seconds to answer the poll. Hopefully it's a quick one.
Oh, wow.
You don't need to think a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see the progress, Stacey?
Yes. Would you? Yes, I can. Can you see that, Itai, or would you like me to read that out?
Yes. If you can read it out, it will be great.
Sure. So we've got, what do you think about Alma New Layout? 9% says great improvement. 35% says it's a positive change. 33% getting used to it. 8% prefer the previous one, and 15% haven't switched to it yet.
Okay, great. So of course, I encourage you, all of you, to switch, and then we'll speak a little bit more about the rollout plan and what is coming soon. So let me start by showing a few things in it by itself. Just a second. Okay, should be able to. You can see my screen now?
Yes, you're good.
Great. Okay. So as I said, we had moved the menu to the right. We had the search bar up here, and I will show you how we clean up a few more things. What you're seeing now is actually the coming release on November. So there's a few things that maybe you see it a little bit differently. So a few more improvements are on the way. First, I want to show you the ability, I hope you knew, is to find very quickly any kind of screen you are looking. Okay, very easily. You can set your quick links, control them, and the orders. You can decide where you want. You have shortcuts for automatically assigned to each one to use your keyboard. You can control if you want to see the quick link or not. And you also are able to customize the main menu links, which are here on the left. So you can also control if you see it or not. For example, let's say I'm less using the market and I'm more into resources. So I'll put it here and I can say, I don't actually want to see the market right now at all. And it's collapsing to the 3 dots here. So I have a full control to look on it. And you can see now, I'll pin the quick menu and you can see here, up here, the menu that is ready to operate. So that's one way of controlling. Another thing that we did some changes, and we'll keep improving it, of course, according to feedback we are getting, is the advanced search, how it's operating here on the left, enabling you to quickly access it. And also, we have all the action here are now showing it as a panel on the right. As you can see here, that something lately happened. Okay, like everything is aligned. And part of it is, of course, things that we are doing also to improve the accessibility of Alma. Also, another thing we did is putting the summary section on the right, again, to gain as much as possible vertical space. And that's something that it's helpful also to get more info quickly, as you can see here on the right. And you have the summary section available to you with all the details alongside when you're handling what you need here. Another important change was to align the configuration menu and to access it quickly. So as you can see here, you can both search for it. Okay, managing a profile, or you can see here the links that are referring to the configuration specific, or links on the menu. You can switch from them very easily. And also you can switch to the full configuration menu here. You can see on the left very clearly the different area. You can control which are the part you want, and which is the scope of the changes, and still have the access and coming back. Okay, let me continue. I just want to kind of refer to the rollout plan we had. So we actually enable on the latest August release the ability to opt in into production. I can tell you there are many people that opt in. I think more than 8,000. And also what we are planning, and that's an important step moving forward on November release. We are going to make everyone to use the new layout as a default. It's regardless if they already opt in or opt out. Everyone will switch to by default to the new layout. Of course, there will be still a chance for people if they need, because they encounter some issue, they will be able to opt out by themselves. And of course, it's important to report this issue via case and give us all the details so we can fix it. We're working to fix everything by November, all the issues that were brought until now. Okay, I think it's a good time for any questions, if there are.
We have one from Bill. He's saying, on some screens, there is nothing to see on the right, and you end up with a blank space taking up space. Can this be changed so that the space on the right only appears when there is something to display there?
So that's a great question. And a few things that you can see here, it's possible to do. So first you have by yourself, you have the collapse. You see here on the lower right corner, you have the ability to collapse actually the section. It's kept like this, and it's remember your choice. So you can collapse on screens that you feel there's empty space. We are working to make sure those kind of streams that by default will be collapsed. So you won't say it. And of course, that's the whole point here, to gain as much as possible area to editing. But also, as I shown, the user can control if the section on the right is collapsed or not. I hope it's answered the question.
Do you mind if I follow up personally there, Itai? You've said it will remember your choice. Is it just remembering your choice on that particular screen that you're on there? Because I've found that I've had to close, because I've, closed it many times. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
that would be good to be collapsed by default, like you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be the approach.
Great, great. Okay, we have another question that from, we're changing order, sorry. So Oksana says, hi Itai, the side scroll bar on the right-hand side is almost invisible. Is there a way to change it?
Again, which part?
So right on the right-hand side, just the navigation bar. So this, like the length of the screen. So past the panel. So just the scroll bar, right? Yes, you've got it. Yeah.
Okay. On something we'll check. Okay, I understand. Thank you for the feedback.
Great. Lachlan says, the new UI seems slower than the old one, particularly after having used a lot of screens in Alma. Is there a plan to speed up the response?
Yes, so we got this issue and we did some analysis and we found the places, and on November this issue of getting on when you're working a long period with the Alma, it's getting slower, and that's something that we fix and hope you will finish it soon. It's coming on November.
Awesome. Luke says, we've enabled the new layout by default and have some users who have opted out to the original layout. With the November release, will those users be switched to the new layout and need to opt out again?
Yes, that's what's going to happen. Hopefully, as I said, because we fixed many issues on November, we believe that if people had any kind of issue in the past, and that's the reason they opt out, now it should be fixed and working well. And again, we recommend to get used to it to everyone, and we believe it's something that will help you.
Great. Yeah, I know I have a lot of cases that have a November fixed date, so that's awesome to hear that. Great. Okay, so Debbie says, any plans to make custom analytics available to pin to the quick links menu?
So that's something we are looking into it. I'm aware of this request, and once we'll have a good way to do it. It's something that we'll share with the community.
Excellent. I've got two more here, I think. So L says the tasks for your attention clipboard menu is persistent even when changing screens. So if you click the task list in the menu and on the new screen, the list is still over the top of the screen. Can this be changed to auto collapse how it used to be in the old UI?
It means that when you're switching a screen here, let's say I'm going to search. Okay, I'm showing you November. So I think it's now okay.
Okay.
And that's what's the intention. Okay.
Great. Do you want to keep going through this? Yeah?
Sure.
Good? We've got two more right now.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, so Tony asks, in the job details, looks like a lot of information is located on the right panel while the main page is blank. Oh, okay, so on the summary panel.
You mean that's
so in the job details. Is that what you mean, Tony? Yes, so that's what Tony means. He's got in the chat. Oh, his question got cut off. I see.
Okay.
So did you want to add any more there? In the history tab, he's saying in the chat.
Okay, we need to, there is a list, usually a list of jobs that ran. Okay.
Job details. So look for scheduled report in the job details. Oh, do you mean once you're, I think you might mean once you're looking at, yeah, once you're looking at a job that's run.
Okay.
If you have the right panel collapsed, sometimes it looks like it's blank.
Okay, so I think it will be good to have a screenshot or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we can see it further.
Okay.
We'll be happy to get feedback on that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Elle's just got a follow-up to her last question about the clipboard list, that it stays there. I think you've answered that, Itai, because you've said that it's going to be improved in the November release.
Yes.
That it will, after the November release, it will behave more responsively.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, and also you can control, you have the pin here, the ability to pin it, and then you can have it on the right all the time. And you see the screen is kind of shrinking if you want to have it, or you can control and reduce it. There's other ability to customize also the task list. You can control which group you can see of the task as well. And, so you have a lot of control over the display you didn't have.
Great. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot coming in November.
Yes.
I've got 2 more questions here, if that's okay, if you're happy
Sure.
with that. Yep. Okay. Kurt says it's not possible to run an analytics report to see which user records have the new layout enabled. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And as I said, it's something that is coming already. What we are doing, on November, it will be by default for everyone. We are kind of monitoring in the statistics of institution, which are how many people opt out. And that's something according to the statistic we are approaching different customer. We are showing this information to the Alma working group and the UX focus group, the general information. And if it's something that is needed, we can consider via support to get in the information.
Okay.
Office answer. I believe it will be good if we can move forward.
Of course. You go ahead.
And the end we'll have more time for questions.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So my next topic was the new metadata editor. And again, I want to go over the different design concept that we built. We had a long period of discussion, understanding the pain points, and all of these concepts are actually based on what we saw on that area. So first is actually thinking about the metadata editor as being used by various type of cataloger. And so we looked on actually 3 types. Major type are the original cataloger that creates records from scratch, or the copy cataloger using existing resource out there, base their cataloging on them, and light cataloger that doing a few changes. And when we designed the new MD editor, we thought about how to address each of their needs. We also it was important to us to make sure that each area of the different part of the different modules in the metadata editor is very clear and distinguished, if it's a record modules, templates, or rules. Also, we wanted to provide all the information that is needed, but what you said, you may say just on time. Okay, not overburden your screen with all the details at once, but getting the information you need at the time you need. Another important aspect is the ability that the menu will adjust according to the record type you are editing. You will have a dynamic menu that give you the options that are relevant to the records you are editing. Additional concept that we thought are very important to address is also improving the editing area itself, like the color coding we added, and actually it's a very nice improvement that came from the community. It was actually developed as a special plugin only into Chrome, and we embedded the same ability of the coloring into the entire across all browser, and something that is available. And also improving in general the details and how you see it. Another very important way of showing and making your access easy to do to the metadata editor is the always on concept. It means that actually the metadata editor is there waiting for you just to a click away to be switching to it, and I will show it in the demonstration. And also the ability to provide an easy way to push to your working queue from the repository, search the relevant records you want to work on them. So instead of each time to, as was until now, you need to edit one by one, switching back and forth to the meta editor, making it very cumbersome. Now you just choose the ones you want to edit until you finish reviewing all the search, and then you can switch back to the meta editor and everything is waiting there. We are enabling the ability to see as much as possible from the editing area, both vertical and horizontally, controlling very easily the way you look. So I think before we go to the demo, it's a good timing for the second poll. So Stacy, if you can initiate it.
I think I didn't end the last. Oh, here we go. Yes, the poll 2 is in progress. Yep. Oh, numbers going up. Okay, would you like me to end it or keep going?
If we have the numbers, that's good.
Yeah, so I'll end polling. And I think I can actually share results, which I didn't do last time. So I'll just take a quick screen grab just in case I do something wrong with it, but I'll just hit share results. So can everyone see that? So we've got, yep, you can see that. So 49% haven't had a chance to try it yet. 31% is a good change. Great.
Okay, so again, thank you very much for the feedback. And I recommend all, the people that didn't have a chance to try it. And I hope my demo will give you the notion to try it. Okay, so I'm back here to the screen of Alma with the new layout, of course. It's a great combination of the new layout and the metadata editor. And you actually have a few ways to switching to it, either the classic way coming from the resource menu and opening the metadata editor, or from the quick links. You can see it here. I'll put it here on the left upper corner, or you can either on the lower corner, you have a special icon now just to switch back to the metadata editor. On the metadata editor, as mentioned, you can see here both the ability to choose either of the new module, if the record templates or rules. In November release, this is a special environment, so I'm have the templates also on. So I'll give you a quick view there as well, but it's coming on January. I will go over the rollout plan later as well. You can see here the tab of switching between the different format, either if it's the bibliographic records or the holdings, or in case you are managing authorities, that's as well is available here. You have the navigation pane on the left. You can easily see the details of each record, and you can filter it, and I'll show you in a few minutes more. You have the editing area with a special menu relevant for each record you're editing on here, and you have the header with details, and I'll explain a few things about what you can see there as well. Now, let's go to the scenario. As I told you, I'm searching, I'm looking on list of titles, in this case, titles regarding history, and I can easily either push the ones only the ones I want by just clicking push here. You can customize, of course, the action to put the push as a first action. That's depending on how you work. And you can choose all the ones you want, or you can actually select all on the page and push them to the MD editor. So in this case, 23rd bibliographic records have been pushed. And now when I'm switching back to the metadata editor, all of those records are ready for me in my working queue to work on. Okay, you can see here I can have not just the detail itself, the titles and the creation and modification. It's also, you can see it was pushed. It's giving you the indication that actually it's coming from the push action. You can see if it's saved as a draft and not yet been part of the searching, or the changes was not. You can see the note. You can see I have indication which have this record have notes, meaning someone give me maybe a few instructions or things it's best to do while working on this record, and you can see indication that it was suppressed, for example, here. When I'm choosing the record, okay, I'm getting a similar action here. Just if a nice improvement we do it lately is if you push the note, you're actually getting to see the notes themselves. You just push the icons and you get the note on the right. You can see it here. Once I'm done, I can close it. Also, if I want to gain more area for editing, I can collapse the navigation pane. Let me just okay, you can see here, now I have most editing area. You can see here. Okay, and you can either pin it back or just have it hover when you need it, like this. Okay, and by here, I can also edit side by side. As the split mode was before. Okay. You have the menu, as you can see here, is giving you all the options, either to save it as a draft, and then you get the indication it's a draft. You have the new menu. One of the things that is here is that you have the ability to create directly using the template you want. And that's something that helps you to have only your template. You can configure it. Here you have template display configuration. Okay, you have a list of all the templates that is available to you. You can see, and then you can decide which one of them you want to see. So for example, let's turn on the DC. I can save it and back, and here I can see, okay, the Dublin core by default. Okay, let me add a few more things. Then the menu can work as you need. So for example, here I'm on the right, on the left side now. You can see the focus here, showing you everything you need. And now I want to add a holding. I'm on the bib record, and I can add a holding on the bib record. Okay. Also, you can see the arrow panel down here, showing you the information you need. I have some issue. See, I don't know if it's because the sharing. Okay, I hope you can see it now.
Yes.
Yeah, now it's better. And of course, the MD editor, as you can see, is responsive, has supporting responsiveness of the screens and adjusting according to your screen size. And here you can see, and you can go to the issue here directly as before. You can either collapse it or expand it as you need it, and you can see. There are many additional changes. I won't go over all of them. I just want to kind of highlight a few of them. It's both the coloring, as you can see here. Also, we have all the action here. We added many shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts that will enable you to go directly. We make also the ability to go to the field information on the right, freeing up space that was before it was here, down here. You can see here the information, and that is the additional information. And you can easily go to each one of the details, the extended details that is relevant and for the records such as versions. For examples, okay, in this case there are no version. And we also improve the way you see all the changes here. And on November, there's you can see here as part of the new MD editor, we also incorporate a change that was long time requested, ability to browse for names and subjects separately without the names will include only names without names that are actually subject and vice versa. And that's something that is coming with some improvement in the screen as well. And that's in the recording area, or the main thing. I highly recommend to use it. And of course, if there are issues you encounter, and you're welcome to open cases and that we can look into. And also, I can give you a quick look on templates here. So you can see Let me pin it here. So it's look very similar, actually, and the template navigation, and that was the intention. I'll close all others. You can again choose the different format you want to look on the templates. You will get the templates you have, and that is available either just for you or for all your people in the institution, as well as community template that you can copy to your area and use them. Again, it's look very similar. You have a clear indication that it's a template, and of course you can switch back to records and choose the relevant records you want to work on. Okay, and switching easily between each one of them. So I want just to a little bit explain about the rollout plan, how it's working, and what are the time that is given here. So as I said, the template is coming on January release, and the rules are coming on March release. Eventually, the new MD editor will be the only one, and the classic MD editor will be turned off by June. So that's the general way. During this period, as you can see here, between the time that we release a certain module until the next module, it's a time of period for getting your feedback. We're fixing many issues according to the feedback we're getting. And not just issue, we're improving and changing a few things there to make it more suitable for different workflow. So it's a work in progress, eventually working together with the community. But as you saw, you already have many features working, especially around the record management that are available in production to be used. And if I'm not mistaken, over 1,500 people already are using the new metadata editor and using it daily. And hopefully any of you can use it as well when you join. I think it's a good timing for any question you have on the new metadata editor, and later on, if you'll have a few more minutes, of course, any kind of questions or topic you would like to know more.
Sure, that sounds great. We have a lot of questions actually. One of them you answered right at the end there about the timeline, so that was great for the templates and roles. So we've marked that one as answered already. The next one about MD Editor, our keynote speaker was about linked data, so it's not surprising that there's a question here from Alan. Is the new MD Editor designed with the idea of eventually adding support for BibFrame editing?
So it's a very good question. So when we're looking long term, looking forward, we are of course talking about the ability to catalog linked data records. We actually have some plans around 2021 to start with providing basic abilities, not through the metadata editor yet, but we will start with some simple abilities of integration. It's something yet to be discussed, and we have the special linked data group we are speaking with. And I'm sure that in the next Igloo conference, I probably will show you some more about it. But yes, definitely we are thinking about it. We're working toward.
Excellent. Okay, so the next one, okay, from Erin. In the new MD editor on the October release, when I have a bib record open and search for other records in the split screen, the search that was performed is displayed on the left and the search results on the right. Is it possible to have the original bib record open on the left and the search results on the right?
Yes, so that's one of the comments we got, that was kind of a change of behavior in the new MD editor from the classic one. And it's something that we are going to address, making sure that there's a few things we need to adjust there. There's a few implications, making sure what is in focus, how you switching back and forth. So it's something that is in progress. We're working to address it.
Great, thank you. Okay, the next one is from Susan, who's in implementation, so that might be a factor. She asks, is the MD editor icon meant to display automatically at the bottom of the left-hand menu? She has all the cataloger roles, but she's still not seeing it. She can see it in the sandbox, though. Interesting.
Okay, so maybe
Oh, like the show hide? Yeah.
yeah, the show hide icon, I believe. So I'm switching back to the classic MD editor. So it's supposed to be enabled to everyone, the MD editor. It's not, shouldn't require anything. But still, if there's some issue in production, so I'm sure that professional services can turn it on. For some reason, it was turned off. Basically, when you are in classic MD editor, you just pressing new MD editor, and then you are switching back. And once you are doing this, when you're choosing the new MD editor on the classic one, then the icon on the on the left corner is showing up. So it might be that simple. If not, it's something that is related. There is some kind of a parameter that you need to configure in that area.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
We've got a question from Em here. So, has thought been given to move away from a Mark 21 input template to a data input template? For example, instead of 245A, the label is title proper or some other user-friendly label. This will help people to start thinking about data rather than encoding.
Yes. So that's something that we do have on our backlog. It's something we are considering to incorporate as part of our roadmap, actually to get each subfield as being, instead of being coded, showing. I just want to show you, when you're standing on the tag itself, in the field, you get, you can see here, you get a tooltip with the name. Okay, for example, International Standard Book Number. So you do have already today some info about actually which the field should be. We're still looking to improve it and make it easier. As I said, we are looking on 3 types of cataloger, and one of them is the light cataloger, which is less familiar with, of course, all the tags and subfields.
Right, I didn't realize that hover was there. You're showing me lots of things today that I have missed thus far. It's great. Okay, another question from Ed. I couldn't find the search external resources in the new interface. Has it been relabeled or am I missing something?
Yes, it has been relabeled, and maybe it's a little bit confusing. It's called now the search resources. And the reason that the name was changed is because actually we added the ability to search also other institution in case of network. So it's no longer just external resource, it's both internal and external. So we actually extended it, and it's called search resources.
Great. There's one more question about the MD editor here. From Jenny, how are items added to a holding in the MD editor?
Item to holding. Okay. So when I'm standing, let me just focus on the holding itself. It will be clear. You can have add inventory here, and here is the add item when you're standing on a holding.
Great.
Okay, that's
Cool.
something that should work. You can also use the shortcut.
Great. So those are the last ones for the MD editor, but we have 2 questions here still from your time when you were covering the new layout. Would you like to cover those now in our remaining time? Sure. Okay. So John asked, he says, the columns in the monitor imports display are resizable, so variable width, but the data displayed will not expand to fill any column width beyond an arbitrary length. Can this be fixed?
Okay. Again, on the
so monitor imports.
Monitor.
So I think that's resources, isn't it? Monitor imports, if memory serves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the column width. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't auto expand, I think is. Yeah.
You mean?
I think that's what you mean, John. Is that what you mean, John? That the columns, so the columns are resizable, but the data displayed will not expand to fill any column width.
Okay, so that's something probably it's best to open a case and give some details to see exactly the use case and what exactly is happening. Because as far as I think, can see it from now, it's something that is expandable. Again, maybe there was a case open. I'm showing you again November release, so maybe it's one of these things that was fixed there. So it's something we can look. Sure. Okay. We have any more questions?
We've just got one more, so we've got a little bit of time. So hopefully, I'm not sure who this is, but it's just got Associate Director ERU. So the display of task is very large and is not as quick to see the number of tasks you have to do. Can this go back to a smaller screen? The collapse option does not provide the numbers, so does not work.
Which, again, the numbers, I'm trying to understand.
It maybe, is this a change, Itai, with the November release? Maybe it's a bit different in the current release for October?
Yes, there was made some changes here. And keep improving it. So I hope that shows now all the numbers as expected. That's the numbers.
Certainly seems to.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the last question we have there.
Okay, great. Okay. So I think it's a good opportunity and just to, as I told you, to have a glimpse of how things are moving forward, because we are moving all the time forward. So it's not just the new layout that is already there and the new MD editor. We're also working on the using additional new concept as part of the user experience. And we are planning to create a new holding search, which today you don't have this ability yet. And from user experience perspective, we're using a new concept which is called side by side. You can see a list here, and then when you're standing on a certain record of holding, you can see all the details. For this example, the list of items that are related to this holding. And that gives you a new opportunity to get to the info very quickly, to perform actions and others. And this new concept is something we're already sharing with the UX focus group and that we are working on, and something you probably will see more and more in other areas. So the new layout was kind of the initial change, major change we did. And the next step will be this new concept of side by side and quick editing, as you can see here. Okay, and if there's no more question, I think we're almost on the time also.
Yeah, no questions at the moment.
Great. So again, thank you very much for all the questions and participated. It was great for me. I hope I answer most of the questions. And again, I encourage you both to use the new layout and the new MD editor. I'm sure you will enjoy it. And again, please open the issues you encounter. Well, highly focus on addressing them as quick as possible.
Excellent. That was really great. It's so valuable to have the opportunity to just have that kind of back and forth discussion with yourself as the expert and the product manager of this rollout. And I wanted to say as well that I really appreciate your responsiveness to doing things like pushing back the timelines and incorporating our feedback into the design very dynamically. It's great.
Great.
So thank you very much for your time today. I know it must be probably early for you.
That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a few minutes before our next session. So feel free to take a break for 5 minutes before our next session. Thanks, everyone.